Hello, everybody. It's Kimberly here, and welcome to it. It's another beautiful day outside. Thank gosh, spring is here. March 20th, I believe, spring started. Um, Welcome to it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Kimberly Casada, Kim Casada, and I am an intuitive coach, psychic reader, and I just put out videos for you. I channel some information from Spirit that hopefully will help you on your life's journey. So, welcome to it. Couple, again, housekeeping announcements. The event that I was talking about last video has been canceled. They didn't really give a reason why, so unfortunately we won't be able to meet you, and that was really upsetting. We were so looking forward to meeting you guys at the YEG Wellness event, but that has been canceled. So you are free to do whatever you want on the weekend that I was telling you about. Also, just because it's canceled doesn't mean that you can't come see us here at Bounce Right Back Massage. I'm doing in-person intuitive coaching sessions or virtual intuitive coaching sessions, and we have massage, we have acupuncture, we have Reiki, and now we have intuitive coaching. And I would love to see you guys. So you can walk your fingers right on over to bouncerightbackmassage.com and book whatever floats your boat, intuitive coaching. And also, I am working with my son to raise money for a really, really beautiful cause. And I'm going to put the link in the description to this video. If you feel that you can donate anything, it's a really, really good cause. And I'm just going to open my phone here to read it because I want to get it absolutely right. So my son is doing a bike-a-thon for his school, and they're raising money for wings. And last year, I believe they were doing Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they raised, I believe, close to or over $300,000. So, I mean, look what can happen when people group together for like a really good cause. So Wings is Women in Need Growing Stronger. And it's a nonprofit organization in Edmonton that provides safe housing and support services for women and children who are fleeing domestic violence. And that is the cause for this year's Bike-a-thon. And again, if you feel like you can donate to that cause and help some women and children out, start a new life after, horrific situations, the link will be down there. It's safe, secure link to donate to the cause. What else do I have? I think that's about it. So it has been like a crazy scattered day. I feel like I'm all over the place. And there's a reason for that. Like I said in my other videos, the energy is really, really picking up now. And I've been getting a couple messages, and I have my trusty pen. I've been getting a couple messages about things that have been buried, things that have been hidden on a personal and global level are now being revealed. And if you guys are into the whole energy, I'm going to check something in a second. You know that I have to check that I'm recording because I forget. Brain farts all the time. But coming to light, like things are coming to light, things that have been buried, secrets that people have been keeping, that is coming to light. Um, and I've been feeling that quite a bit. My husband actually was talking to me during supper time about something. I don't know the context, and I'm gonna kind of probably screw it up, but they created a tool that can see underneath the pyramids of Egypt, and there are some more tunnels, some like spiral tunnels, and I did not understand this vision that I had like a few years ago. I saw myself going down in those spirals into those tunnels. What I saw there, that's a story for another time, but the whole theme of things like I was talking about last week, that things are going to be like resurrected. We're in the resurrection right now. Things are like, and then like, yeah, like I was talking to Paul, he's here with me, and he's he's like, a better word for it is being reborn, because resurrection, nothing is being resurrected to stay the same. Everything's being resurrected to be reborn and be part of and into a different state, right? So don't be surprised if you're surprised about what is going to be coming to light. There is so much light on this planet now that it is shining on the dark. And what happens with light, it can get into the tiniest cracks, right? So the light is now so much that anything in the shadows, any lies, any untruths, any white lies, they're coming to the surface, they're being shone on, and it's going to be shocking. And this is on a personal level, and it's also on a global level. Mother Earth has decided that there is the moment right now to show parts of herself that she has never shown humanity before, or she's hidden parts away of herself that was humanity before, that the humans of today are not ready for, and she will be showing those now. Okay. Paul's saying that there are new types of crystals being birthed to the surface of the planet to be used. And the people who will find those crystals are the people who will be able to hone in on that energy and really use them appropriately. So these aren't the kind of crystals that you would just put on your nightstand and let collect dust. These are crystals that you would actually, okay, he's showing me put into like things like computers, put into things like cars, put into things like, okay, he's like even showing me like aircraft. Aircraft is changing because of these crystals. So that's super. Oh, he's like, Kim, I'm going for it. If you're going to talk about this, I'm going for it. So what has been hidden away, what has been collecting dust, what has been put in a box, what has been underground, what has been not visible to the naked eye is actually coming up and being enlightened so that humanity can see the truth of things. A person can see the truth of things. If Okay, he's saying, especially in relationships right now, if there is something that you have not been honest about, friends, family, marriages, all of that, it's it's coming to light in one way or another. It's coming to light. Also, the rule of three, especially today, has been really, really playing in my mind. I'd like talk about the rule of three, talk about the rule of three. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, there's somebody coming in just a second. Cough. Okay, so what a person or a collective or a country, what they put out right now will be returned three times or threefold or three times the weight of what they put out. So, right now in this energy, we really need to hone in on our intention of what we're willing to put out right now versus what we're expecting back. So if there's like a lot of empty promises being put out, we're going to get that back. If there's, I don't know, abusive words, gossip, criticism, judgment that somebody is going to put onto somebody else, that is coming back either three times or three times the weight of that. So three times stronger towards you. Okay, Paul's reminding me of when you point your finger at somebody, there's, I don't know, three, four maybe pointing back at you, or three pointing back at you. So really be mindful in this time right now. Really be mindful of the words that you're putting out. Really be mindful of the energy you're putting out. Really be mindful about what you're saying about others. This isn't to scare anybody or put somebody off or whatever. It's just really, it's like I'm feeling this so strongly. The rule of three, the power of three, is coming because, thank you, because he's saying master number 33. And there's a ringing in my ears right now, like really, really a lot. It's quite loud. Can you tone it down? Can you tone it down? Okay, thank you. 333. That number is going to be popping up because there is mastery. There's masters surrounding us at all times right now, especially because we're going through this huge transition, this huge transformation. But also, we are being reminded that we are masters here. Thank you. That's about time. We are masters here. So, number 333 is going to be showing up quite a bit. Any, okay, 11, 11, 10, 10, 12, 12. Oh, good one. 555. If you guys are seeing 555, hold on to your horses because you're ready. You're ready to go to the next level. Um, yeah, 555 is like sort of like this tower moment, but it's also a reminder that you are divine. Um, you are made in the image, the likeness of Source Creator, of your importance. And okay, thank you. See, Paul's saying sometimes the floor has to be pulled out from underneath you to be able to realize how incredibly special and reverent and divine you are. So if you're seeing 555, prepare yourself to get hit over the head with how special you are in really like, because the only way to get your attention if you're seeing 555 is to like smack you over the head with the realization how divine you are. So 333, 10, 10, 12, 12, 555, 1, 1, 1, 1, whatever. It, and I'm talking really fast because the energy is like, okay, get ready, guys. This is what you've been asking for. This is what we have been begging for, and it's happening. And some of us are being like, I don't want it. It's too much. Too bad. You asked for it. The wheels have been in motion. Now is the time. So um, Paul also actually wanted me because as we're going through this time, um, ego is going to be losing its flippin' mind. And remember, ego, when used appropriately, is a really good thing because we're in the planet of duality. We are in the planet of free will and choice. We can only be on the planet of free will and choice if we have ego, but it's kind of been allowed to run away with itself. And so he's like, okay, he says, ego is going to be having a time where it's like, oh, put it away, put it away, put it away. Don't let them see, don't let them see, don't let them see. And what the spiritual communities say about that is like wearing the masks. How many masks are we wearing? When are we going to be able to take it off? Masks, masks, masks. So he actually, I channeled a book from Paul a while ago. Yeah, it's like it was only yesterday. It's like, no, it was not yesterday. This book, he drove me friggin' absolutely crazy because the first book we did it sequentially, right? And this one he was like all over the place. But he was talking to me this morning. He's like, because of all this ego stuff getting triggered, or yeah, I know we hate that word, but it's coming, right? So he wrote a chapter in the book called The Masks We Wear, and or the masks you wear. And he just wanted me to read that to you. So I'm going to read that to you today. This book is combined with My View from Here, and it is available on Amazon. And I've put it the absolute cheapest that Amazon will let me. So the masks you wear. So this is me channeling Paul. Truth. What's your truth? Not just what you're doing in your life that you love. That's just doing something that you love. But I want to know what your truth is. Is there something that you do in your day to day that's your truth? Is there this mentality of your day to day that is 100% can't go wrong and lifts you up? Or are there some little infiltrations of a few tiny question marks that sort of make you consider that maybe something's not right anymore? I'm going to switch my phone around because I'm having a hard time seeing this anymore. Maybe something that used to be cool, before you grow up and started to get to know yourself a little better. Maybe that truth is just isn't true anymore because you lived it for a while and now it's sort of got this dull appearance. Maybe it appeared to be your truth because of the people you were around, because of those friendships or those family dynamics that always play those parts. The parts that share their truth, the parts that share their truth, and you agree or you take it because it's just the way of life. Maybe it was true for you at that time because it's what you knew, but along the story of your life, what's your truth? And as you start to change and evolve and get to know what's under the skin of yours, is that truth still the same or are you getting tired? Is something not sitting right? Are you rolling your eyes more than you used to and you just don't want to return a text because the person that sent it just doesn't feel right anymore? Who's your truth? Did you think that it was someone that lit a spark way back when, but because they lost theirs, that spark has sort of disappeared? Was it a job or a career that you defined yourself by, but the more you worked it, the less you really loved it and started looking out that window and wondered what else was waiting for you? Okay, he's asking me to pause. He says, ask yourself right now. Hmm. Okay, it's like, ask yourself right now, what do you feel is waiting for you? What underneath all of that, underneath everything you've given excuses to, everything that you've lived because you felt you had to, the obligations, what is waiting under that for you to connect with to take you to some rest of the way? People People feel stuck when what they really want to feel is lit up. Feeling lit up is truth. Thinking back, the life that you were just sort of going with the flow with, did it light you up? Or was it more comfortable because it was just the way things were and anything outside of that never piqued your curiosity? But then you grab onto something that lights you up, that seems like this new big deal that you feel is your new truth. Now, do you just give a big old middle finger to everything that brought you to this point in your life as a thanks for nothing, you big lie, and become resentful and blame all those other players that had no idea what they were doing to you because things seemed to be going so well and they were just living what they supposed was their truth? Or do you show a little gratitude for everything that had a hand in making you the individual you were always meant to be? It wasn't a lie. It was never a lie because at one point you accepted it as your truth. You accepted it as your truth because you saw it worked for everyone else, and so it must be right, and went along with that as your story. People are the best storytellers, he writes. Did you ever get that? They like to weave all these tales about how life is and how people need to live to be this or that, or they like to share how they feel lit up. And hey, why don't you give it a try? Because then you'll feel lit up too. And then you try and you feel lit up for a little bit, but what's really going on is that you're playing a part that you thought you wanted to play, but taking a closer look at it, you put a mask on. You put a mask on to hide your natural face because, in showing your natural, that nakedness, which was truth for you, someone handed you a mask because they didn't like your natural or they had their opinions. And this mask that they suggested you wear was even better looking than what was your natural, your truth. The excuse for this mask? It's a cover up. It's a curtain drawn. It's a dimmer switch. Everyone's playing this part, so you should just join us in the chorus line instead of trying to be the main event. No one ever gets the lead role without slugging away for a few years, so just join the chorus line because you'll make decent pay. You'll still get to use all the gifts God gave you, but you'll be more comfortable that way because you'll have us. That's the creepy back alley watch dealer that says, trust me, this is a great watch. So you play the chorus line until a guy like me calls you up front because today you forgot your mask and I see you as the individual you are, and I ask you to sing for me. I ask you, hey, what's your truth? And he says, so what is it? And he continues, it's not an easy answer, and it's because of the masks people decide to wear on any given day, depending on who they're seeing or being with. You have your mask for your job, your friends, and that's not just one mask. There can be a few. How many friends do you have on Facebook? And he's quote, finger quoting. You have a mask for your partner, your parents, siblings, girlfriend, boyfriends, kids, teachers, whoever it is. The masks you wear come from that ego, feeling the situation out and telling you to hide behind this facade because then because then that ripples because then the ripples or the waves of uncomfortable won't be started. But then you make everyone else comfortable at the cost of being uncomfortable yourself, and this is usually due to the worry or the stress that to be worthy of any of these people, you sit down and shut up and play pretend until you get to the safety of your private home room sanctuary and you peel that mask off to take a deep breath. Thing is, you take that mask to bed and you think about it, and all these thoughts, all this runoff about how you think you did or what you could have done, said, been, this all circles around and you examine it. Then, before you know it, the alarm wakes you up for a brand new day and you reach for the mask to play dress up again, and the cycle continues. Now, another side of that is that you lash out. You lash out because you're tired of being in the chorus and you're not getting what you want, so you lash out. But he's been kept in a cage for way too long, and now instead of finding his own key, he's lashing out in anger at those he believes have kept him in prison without owning up to the fact that he went in willingly just to be something he never was in the first place. We got two sides of the mask, and neither of them is the person deciding to put all that away in some tickle trunk and looking at themselves in the mirror with nothing but a freshly washed face and asking that reflection, what's your truth? What's your truth? The time to actually be honest about that is right now, spring of 2025. The reflection's not going to answer right away because a few things have to happen before it can. The ego has to be put to bed with a bottle, a hug, and a kiss. You're going to have to get used to looking at that face and body without anything hiding it and accepting it as is. And you're going to have to start practicing some honesty with yourself about what doesn't feel okay anymore or what never has, and practice a little forgiveness for living what some might consider a lie for so long and accepting that as your truth. When you start using that heart and listening to it and believing in that it it was what it was and now it will be what it will be, you leave space for the truth to emerge from inside of you because the layers that you believe you have to peel off are only masks that you've been wearing. And if you have to examine that, you're still continuously examining everyone else's truth but your own. Think of layers. If a human being is the universe with skin and bones, and that universe is multidimensional and multifractional and has realm after realm all wrapped up in itself, sitting on top of another universe, how many layers do you think there are, and do you believe you'd ever get to the bottom of that? Or would you rather just let your true self, that purest version of you, come up and out and push all those old layers of masks and stories that are there up and off? How do you feel when you stretch your body? It feels pretty good, right? It feels like everything that's holding you down sort of breaks away and it feels a little lighter, right? So then when all these mask layers are pushed up and off, you can then take that new truth and feel the vibe of that sort of radiate from within and ripple out, making you look and feel younger, feel brand spanking new, and allow people to see you in this new light instead of exfoliating layer after layer until you're so raw you're bleeding. That's still surface stuff, even down to the bone, and it will continue to be surface level until you start accepting that maybe that whole layering concept is pretty outdated. And if you want a whole new world out your window, something's got to change. That old idea or belief is one of the first ones that has to go. People are here on this planet now to feel out what is not working. They are here to remove masks, makeup, costume stories, make believe fantasy lies. Everything that has kept a person of this planet on the same merry-go-round has to go. There's a lot more to do and see in the amusement park of Earth than just a juvenile merry-go-round. You know what I see? I see people are ready for the thrill rides that really get their heart pumping. People need the exhilaration and shock. People need the exhilaration to shock them out of the old and jumpstart them into the new. That is the reason for the thrill rides. So get a ticket and get on. And by the way, those tickets are free and unlimited. And we could like go on and on. This is a long chapter. He says like he won't keep you guys, but the whole what triggered this conversation was that the whole knowing that Mother Earth is, I mean, there are some of us, not me included, there are some people out there that thought they knew what Mother Earth was hiding. They knew what other people were hiding. They knew. No, you didn't. I sure as heckin' don't. So, okay, the older the the older the land, the deeper the deeper it goes, the deeper the digging goes. Um, okay, so how do I explain this? Okay, so Mother Earth worked with, I'm going to call them star beings, people call them aliens, whatever. Okay, thank you, and the angelic realm. And he's saying, he just said, Kim, we need to write another book. We'll see. I don't know. He's been bugging me to write another book, and we started one a while ago, and he wants to talk about all this that we're talking about right now. Anyway, the more, go ahead. He's like, the more shit that people have done, the deeper Mother Earth had to dig her holes for her treasure chest to keep all of what humanity wasn't ready for, to keep that hidden until the time where she could show her truth again, where she could show all of the beautiful treasures that she felt she had to keep hidden until those can be excavated and come out. So, as without, so within, right? As above, so below. If Mother Earth is ready to bring up the things that, oh, and I'm getting really dizzy right now, bring up the things that she was hiding away to protect us and her, what's not to say that you're not safe, uncovering your truth? Paul is just saying, he's reminding me of somebody that I used to know, and it's a gay man. And when he came out, he's like, closets are for clothes. Like, closets are for clothes. They're not to keep things stuffed in there that you're not going to look at. He says, Kim is really good at stuffing her closets with things that she doesn't want to look at. And it's true. I got to do like a huge, like big spring clean out. But, this stuff goes deep. There's a lot of assumptions about how old this planet is, how old humanity is. There's a lot of assumptions that people have about other people that they're surrounding themselves with. I'm going to hazard a guess here that the assumptions that people have put on other people, that assumptions that have been put on this earth are not exactly 100% true. Sorry, not sorry, this is all going to be coming out. And actually, there's like an air of excitement about it. Like if somebody told you you will not be reprimanded, you will not be chastised, you will not be judged if you tell me the truth right now. If you tell me what is your deepest, darkest that you're hiding because you feel so much shame about, what is it? You're free and clear. And then you're like, oh my God, I can unload. I have so much to unload. Somebody's just, and actually, he's saying it's honestly a lot to do with somebody actually taking the time to listen to somebody's truth without being like, or without saying anything because they have to have the last word or they have to fill the silence because they don't know how to be a supportive person. He's saying, um, okay, he's saying, if you've been asking for a support system, the support system is here. But okay, he's like, you will not be able to find your support system. He's like, if you don't move and introduce yourself as the person, the natural beauty that he was saying in his words. He's like, as the natural beauty, as the makeup free version of yourself, go out and meet that person because you're coming to them in the most authentic version of yourself. They're gonna like bring you into their arms and hug you energetically, physically, and say, welcome home. It is a huge time for welcome home. Okay. He's saying a child will have a temper tantrum in the presence of someone who they absolutely trust or in a space that they feel absolutely safe to do so. Okay. Mother Earth has been that environment where people feel safe enough to have their temper tantrums. And he's saying this has been going on a long time. You want to, okay, he's like, Mama G, we call Gaia Mama G. Mama G has only had these tools, he's saying, to help with the temper tantrums. It has helped for a little bit to soothe baby humanity's temper tantrums. She has run out of ideas. However, the little, he's saying the little baby humanities have gotten older and they're now in like this teenage stage of acting out and feeling like, oh no, I got this. I know what I'm doing. I'm a teenager. Frontal cortex hasn't, developed yet. Frontal lobe, frontal cortex, whatever, has not matured yet. So no, you actually don't really know what you're doing, but sure. Now Mother Earth, while she's trying to do her thing, she's being like, go ahead, go ahead, see what happens. And when you're ready for my help, you come see me. But while she's doing that with her teenage humanity, she also has to, um, because when a parent, he's, yeah, tell him, okay, when a parent has a teenager, there is actually moments there where they can actually, oh, they're doing their own thing, they're taken care of. I need to go reconnect with myself. And he says that's what Mother Earth is doing right now, reconnecting with parts of herself that she's forgotten about, not really, but he's saying metaphorically, she's, forgotten about. So she's bringing that up to the surface to reintroduce herself to that kind of stuff, so that she feels whole, she feels better about who she has always been, and then she can use that to take us the rest of the way. He says, because really, he says, when you understand it, it's all connected. Animals will help humans, humans will help animals sometimes, most of the time. People will help people, will help people, will help people. People will help Mother Earth, Mother Earth will help people. It is a shared infinite connection that we have on this, he's saying, green and blue ball on, floating in space. Um, Now is the time that we're actually being asked to use it. He's like, kind of dabble in it here and there. He says, you kind of like think about it and kind of play with it a little bit. He says, but ask yourself, he's saying, what would happen if you really, really like got down and instead of just kind of dabbling in it, learned about it. Okay. He says, libraries are opening up, not just the book library, although those are very, very cool too. Go to your local library. He's saying libraries of information that have been lost to humanity are now slowly coming up. But to be able to experience those libraries that have been buried for eons and eons, we have to mature. We have to start, brothers and sisters, parents. We just have to start loving each other, friends, acceptance, all this stuff. Um, okay. He's like, compassion, acceptance, love, truth, authenticity, all of this stuff is what will decipher the codes of the past. The, the codes of the past were buried because there was no way that humanity, in the situation that it is now, would be able to decipher those codes. Now it's a different story. he says, there are a few 100,000 of you that are or can decipher these codes. And so that's why they're slowly being brought up. Plato. He wants to bring up Plato. Okay. Plato. He says, very, very, very smart, wise man. Um, okay. Says, Paul's like, I have a huge connection with Marcus Aurelius. I love that man. He is my grandpa. He says metaphorically. he's like so close to Marcus Aurelius. When he went to go see Plato, he said Marcus didn't have nothing on that guy. The amount of stuff that that guy knew, and now everything that people took with a grain of salt, he's like, all of that is coming out and open, and that grain of salt has just turned, he says, has just turned into a Lemurian quartz crystal. Um, so yeah, it's like ancient wisdom, ancient knowledge, all coming out. We got to take our masks off. We got to let ego, we got to learn how to get along here, man, because I need you, you need me. Just like I want to have this friendship, this connection appropriately. Discussions with ego, truth tellers, a little bit of chaos as the icing on top, because what is humanity without a little bit of chaos? And yeah, it's important times, like the mastery, the self-mastery, the self-control. Okay, he's like, do away with the self-judgment, do away with anything that keeps you below par. And he's going back to his book. He's like, the masks that have been worn have only been because of somebody else. Somebody else hasn't been happy. You're feeling obligated to something or someone else. You need to do this because of someone. You wanted to stay in the chorus instead of coming up in front of the stage. He's like, everybody in the audience of heaven is ready to see what you can bring to the stage now as a solo act, while the other people who've been the solo act are now ready to push you into the center and say, do it, because now it's time. You showed us your authentic self. We got your back. So, okay. He says there's like a shared experience going on. Okay. He's saying ghosts like me connecting with people more and more to show them this person who needs the greatest support in coming out of their masks and coming into their authentic nature. Okay, all right. As how do I put this? Okay, so if somebody is going to go see, if somebody has a history of going to see a lot of psychic readers, they're going to change direction and they're going to go to psychic readers that they've never seen before, because the old doesn't fit their authentic way of being anymore. Because the energetics don't really match up, and so they're gonna want to, they're looking for people that their energetics will match up. So he's like, even the landscape of spiritual work, even the landscape of um, energy work, all of that's changing to come up and out of what they've hidden underneath, like what was sexy, and now it's going to be turning into like a more of an authentic, um like an authentic thing. So people are going to reach more for the authentic thing and not what has been the most sexy from this point on. He's saying what has been sexy has hooked people because it's a lot of fear-based stuff. And now it's like, okay, that ball hasn't dropped. There's really nothing to be afraid of. This energy is actually working for me. So I need to find somebody who will tell me what is working for me and not what I exactly have to fear or like tiptoe around. He's like, even that like landscape of intuition and psychic is coming from from what's sexy and what's a little bit more like, oh, be on the lookout, to like something that's more, it's time for this and you can do this, and be more supportive kind of thing. So that's actually really interesting. Okay. He says sex sells. That's what's been selling in, what's popular, music, culture, all this stuff, what's sexy, right? And that's what's sold. But now it's like people are leaning more into, okay, I see behind that mask what is really, because that's not for me anymore. Now that I saw the truth of that, that's not for me anymore. I'm on the search for something that's more like up my alley, floats my boat more. So yeah, exciting times, super exciting times. I'm in for it. I'm totally in for it. Um, and he's like, help somebody out. If you see somebody struggling, it's usually because they're struggling to get to know who they are as a person and what path they're going to go down. And oh my God, like now I'm like, I'm so lost. Well, if you're feeling a little bit more found, it's kind of time to help those other people who are feeling lost get a little bit more found too, because it is, are you touching me? Okay. It is that true, like it's just like it's help a brother out, help a sister out, help a mother out, help a child out, help. Okay, he's like, get out of your assumptions about people, get out of your head about people, start feeling people out. He says the time for assumptions is over, because the assumptions were always based on what mask that other person was wearing. Get out of the assumptions about people, because you don't know what you don't know. And he says, I have told Kim to tell people to read the book, The Four Agreements. And he says, I am going to tell people right now through Kim to read the book, The Four Agreements. And he says, if you feel moved to read my ego book, he's like, but yeah, he's like, just people will meet you at the place that you're meeting yourself. So go out, get out there and meet yourself at the level that you want to be met at, and people will meet you there too. But everybody's turning psychic. So everybody's going to be able to see what masks you're wearing. And if your masks don't jive with them, they're going to be moving on, because they don't want masks anymore. They want authentic truth now. That's the name of the game now. And that's what's going to happen. Okay. He wants to pull a card. I'm going to get my cards and I'll be right back. Okay. So he told me to get the power of surrender card. So that's what I'm using today. Power of surrender. Because I think we're being asked to surrender all the time. And we're kind of at the point, it's like, okay, Paul, you're asking us to surrender, but how much more can I give up? And he's like, if you're asking that question, you haven't done nearly the surrendering or the letting go that you believe that you have. So I can still surrender. Did you guys know that I absolutely love working with Paul Walker? Did you guys know? Because he just validated what we've been saying with the card. Surrender your ego. Surrender your ego. Get into a better relationship with your ego. Understand that ego is not a bad thing if it's used appropriately. It's actually, the whole yin and yang, dark and light, all together in one. So the card says cultivate gratitude, be of service to others. Hello, what was I just rambling on trying to channel Paul about? Service of others, right? Uh, be of service to others and come from your heart. Get out of the head, get into the heart. Start feeling things out, stop thinking it over. A big ego can work against you. but humility will further your goals. The goal right now is part of humility is being authentic. Part of humility is being gracious. Part of humility is practicing acceptance. Um, Part of humility is having a peaceful countenance. And yeah, he's like, as humans, that's hard. That's hard to have on a daily basis. Um, he's like, but you're doing it more than you think you are. You're doing it way more than you think you are. And he's like, I give it to you. And he's like, since I've known Kim, go ahead. Since I've known Kim, he's watched us grow and evolve. And he says, I would not choose to be in any other show than this show right now. He's like, I'm co-creating with you guys, whether you like it or not, because it's just so awesome. He's like, this is the best show from heaven. Earth's Evolution is the best movie he has been watching in heaven, and he doesn't even turn the channel. He says people were really he's like binge watching Game of Thrones, binge watching the Vikings. He's like, I know Kim was. I was. I might start again. I might binge it again. I Vikings. Oh, love that show. My lips are chapped, sorry. But he's like, I would not binge watch any other show than the evolution of Earth. Especially now, he says, now it's getting good. He's saying it's getting really good because what you don't know. But what you're gonna be doing is gonna blow, saying it's gonna blow your fucking mind. So yeah, I can't believe he just validated everything that we've been saying. Everything with surrender your ego. I don't know if that's in focus or not. I'm not concentrating on that stuff. However, this has been amazing. Thank you so much. If you've gotten this far, thank you so much for being with me. Again, the YEG wellness event that I was going to be at, unfortunately, it was canceled on their end, so we won't be able to do that. But would love to see you at Bounce Right Back Massage. Walk your fingers over if you're in the Edmonton area. Walk your fingers over to bouncerightbackmassage.com. Book yourself a massage. Book yourself an acupuncture. Book yourself a Reiki, and book yourself an intuitive coaching. And if you're not in the YEG area, I will still see you because I have virtual as well. And again, I'm going to leave the link below to raising the money again. Wings, Women in Need Growing Stronger, is a nonprofit organization in Edmonton that provides safe housing and support services for women and children fleeing domestic violence. Let's work together to end domestic violence. And if we can't end domestic violence, shitty, but we can also support those who are making a change for the better and leaving those situations. Again, I will leave the link below. If you feel that you can donate, please donate. We'd love, 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 love that. The school raised almost $300,000 last year. Their goal this year is 100 grand, but I think we can do better than that. So until next time, thank you for reading Paul's words with me, and thank you for hanging out with me and Paul. And as always, take care. I love you, and we'll chat soon. Bye for now.